What was your first impression of this school?
Ooh. Very warm and very friendly was my first impression. And lots of purple.
Why did you choose to come to Holy Trinity?
So you might know that I worked at a school called St Chad's, which is another school within the Abbey Mat Trust. So I knew about Holy Trinity, and I'd met the Holy Trinity staff at training days, and I'd heard about Holy Trinity. And last year, some of you may remember seeing me. I came into some of your maths lessons because I was doing some work here as the maths lead practitioner. So I knew a little bit about the school, and I knew about the children and how friendly they were and really keen to learn, and how great the staff were here. And I also knew that the school was exactly what it says it is. Small school, big heart.
What is your favourite lesson?
Oh, that's really hard. I think I'd probably say maths. Because I think you can sometimes really see in maths the progress that children make, because at the start you can see that maybe you don't understand the questions at all, and because often the questions are right or wrong, then you can really see when you've got the questions right and you know that you've achieved, and you can feel that children are like, I can do maths now. So I think possibly maths, because I think children straight away you can see when you're excited, when you know that you've understood something.
Why did you choose this job?
So I chose this job because I knew the school, and I knew it was a small school with a big heart, and I knew that I really wanted to be able to, and I knew that I could make a difference here, and I knew some of the staff, and I'd met some of the fabulous children. It was a school that was within Abbey Multi-Academy Trust, so it was a school that I knew, so that's why I chose this school.
What's your favourite thing to do?
I do like to spend time with my family, and actually during lockdown, when probably everyone was spending more times with their family or indoors, we really got into playing lots of different board games and card games, so I like doing that. I like going to the cinema. I like meeting up with friends because I like to chat, so I love the chance to chat to friends. I like watching Leeds United, and I like doing sport as well.
Who is your favourite singer?
Oh gosh, you probably wouldn't even... That's a really tricky one. Really tricky. You know, I bet they asked me something about music, and I listen to all sorts, and I don't really have favourites. It depends what mood I'm in. And probably anyone I named or any band, you'd probably look at me and go, how old? I don't know who they are. I probably can't even name anyone modern or new. Favourite singer? I genuinely can't answer that one. Give me a little bit of thinking time. I really like listening to music from the 80s, which might give you a little bit of a clue. And I quite like listening to music from the 70s as well. So I quite like the old things. I do like the Kaiser Chiefs. Yeah, because two of the Kaiser Chiefs used to go to the school that I went to. And I lived quite close to one of the chaps that's in the Kaiser Chiefs. So, but yeah, all sorts of music really.
What is your favourite meal?
Again, it depends what mood I'm in. But I do rather like a roast dinner, a Sunday roast. I really rather like curry, so I quite like an Indian takeaway or going to an Indian restaurant. But you know what I really like? I like the grab bags here on a Friday, and the fish finger sandwiches or the fish butties. They were amazing this Friday.
What is your favourite chocolate?
Oh, now that one I can answer. Without any hesitation, Terry's chocolate orange.
Do you like the school?
I certainly do. I love the school. So when I came in over the summer, which was my first time as coming in as like head of school, it felt a little bit strange because it was somewhere very different. And the more time I spent in the building, even when there weren't other teachers in or all the staff in, and there were no pupils because you were all having a lovely holiday hopefully, I started to get familiar with the building and the place, and every time I came back it felt more and more like home and warmer and friendlier than it had the first time. And once all the staff came back, a few days before you did, It was absolutely fabulous, and I felt like I'd genuinely been here for years. And then when you guys first came, and you were the first ones back, weren't you? It felt really real, and it felt a really special place to be head of school. So I love the school, and the more time I spend here, the more of my heart it seems to be taking as well.
Has a family member been a head teacher or a teacher?
Oh yes, most of my family are teachers or were teachers and are now retired. So my mum, my dad, 2 of my aunties, 3 cousins, they're all teachers, yes, or have been teachers. And most recently, my auntie was a deputy head, but she's retired now, and my cousin is a deputy head at a different school in Leeds. So we're everywhere in my family.
Why did you choose this school?
Well, I mentioned earlier, didn't I, that I knew a little bit about the school because I'd done some work here as my role in lead practitioner, and I knew about the school because it was part of the Abbey Multi-Academy Trust. So for me, the chance to go to work in a school that I'd already seen in action, and I'd met the children who were fabulous, and I met the staff, it seemed like the perfect opportunity. And I was still staying within the Abbey Multi-Academy Trust with all the leaders and all the colleagues that I knew already. So it was like a perfect choice for me when the opportunity came up.
Do you like learning?
Do you know, I love learning, and that is one of the things that I love most about teaching, that I genuinely feel that quite often on a daily basis I learn something new. And that might not be knowledge and it might not be skills, I just might learn that actually next time I would do that a little bit differently. Or next time, gosh, I didn't realise that the children might have found that tricky. Next time I make sure that I deliver my lesson or my input in a little bit of a different way. So I absolutely love learning, and I like to think of myself as a lifelong learner, and I'm really motivated in everything I do at work if I feel that I'm learning and developing on a daily basis.
Do you have a hobby?
Do I have a hobby? I do, yeah. So I think I've probably told quite a few people in your class already that I'm a Leeds United fan. And I like watching and catching up all about Leeds United, and when we're able to, I love going to watch the matches. I also like sport, so until I had my own children and I didn't have time anymore, I used to play hockey, both for school and for the local city, well, for Leeds, and then when I was at university, and also I used to play for local teams until I had my children. So I don't play that anymore, but I do like sports. But now, to keep fit, I like cycling. I tend not to go outside, but you can get these stationary bikes at the gym and things, so I try to do quite a lot of miles on these bikes now, and also things like circuit training. So something that kind of keeps me fit and makes me forget about everything else, because I just have to worry about how to get to the end of the particular task that I've got to do whilst I'm running out of breath.
What is your favourite book?
Oh, that is a really good one. Because I'm not very good, have you spotted? I'm not very good unless it's about food, about doing favourite things. So I really like Kensuke's Kingdom. And I really like it because I really like sharing it with children, and I've always done it in the Year 5 and Year 6s classes that I've taught. Even if it's not been something that we've studied on the curriculum, I've always shared it with the children as a book I like to read, and we've read it together. Just because I think it takes you on such a journey, and the ending of it, I'm not going to ruin it for you, but I love sharing the ending with children, so I really like Kensuke's Kingdom. But there are lots of other books I like as well. It depends on what mood I'm in. So I'm trying to think of some others. I like Skellig, which you probably haven't read yet, maybe. And it will really depend what mood I'm in, yeah. Like if I'm laying on a beach or sat at home, I might read one particular book, whereas other times I might be interested in other books. It's quite like non-fiction books as well, like autobiographies or biographies, but it would just depend. I like to read a variety, really, although I shouldn't say this, should I, but I probably don't read as much at home as I should do.
What has been your favourite school that you've taught?
What do you think I'm going to say?
The school?
Absolutely. I think at every school that you work in as a teacher, it has a different place in your heart because you learn something different and you've met someone different and different children, and each school is so very, very different. And when I left my old school, because I'd been there for some years, I thought that it would take a long time for me to feel like I had about my previous school. But you know, like I was telling you about over the summer holidays, I started to go, oh, this place is amazing. Pretty quickly, I feel like I've been here for years. And that, I mean that in a good way.
What do you like about this school?
I like the fact that everyone is so friendly. That when you walk around, children are really polite. This morning, I said good morning to one of the Year 5 boys, and he turned around and asked him how he was this weekend, wasn't he? Turned around and said, how was your weekend, miss? So everyone's really polite. Your adults who drop off and pick up in the morning are always really lovely, and they're being really patient with all the new routines that we've got in place. And the staff are great to work with, and it's just got a lovely team atmosphere. And I love the grounds that you've got. Such an amazing field with all those trees and all that open space. It's just fantastic.